Welcome everybody to the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. If you are living in the Southern California area, please check out some of our live stand-up shows. December 9th, we'll be at PBW in downtown Pomona. December 16th, we'll be in Santa Monica. December 23rd, we'll be at the Rec Room in Huntington Beach. For more information on any of these shows, please follow us on social media at Comedy Pop-Up, and please visit our website, comedypopupla.com. All right, let's get on with the show.
Hey, what's up, party people? This is comedian Ron G, and welcome to the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. We got a great show for you today, and I'm very, very excited. We are in Hollywood. I'm lying. We in Koreatown, but it feels like Hollywood. Great sunny day, and I have some really, really special guests in the house. So I'm really excited about bringing up my man. So first up, we got two guests today, but one of them still en route. I think she taking a boo-boo or something happened. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So first up, man, my man was actually on the show Shameless. He did one of the voices in the movie Rio. Also currently on Netflix. He's in a show called Lady Dynamite, and he was on At Midnight on Comedy Central. Ladies and gentlemen, show some love for Francisco Ramos.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro? How
so
you doing,
many
man?
people here. This is great.
I know, right? Feel good, right?
Wow. Okay, stop, guys. Thank you.
Yo, so good to see you, man.
So many claps.
I've been seeing your face pop up on TV. I'm really proud of you, dude.
Thank you, man. You too, bro. I gotta say the same thing to you, man. I've
Thank
seen
you, man.
every time I flip in channels. I see you either in TV, in a show or in a commercial. So
I appreciate
you're doing
it, man.
Your thing too, man.
It's so funny. I feel like we started doing comedy around the same time. I remember I used to host at the Belly Room.
Yeah.
And I feel like I used to always see your face, and we talk, but we didn't really talk.
Yeah.
I used to always see you, man, and just see you go from the guy I used to see at the Comedy Store to perform every now and again with the thick accent.
Yeah.
And now, like, you're doing
and
voiceovers.
now I don't have an accent, everybody.
Right, right.
How are you?
Magically.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. And then didn't your sister work at the Comedy Store or used to or something like that?
My sister?
Was she your sister?
No, my sister. No, nobody.
You don't have a family member that work? I thought it was
work at the Comedy Store?
this really pretty girl was a waitress, and I always thought she was your sister.
No. I was the only person
That is
in my
freaking
family.
hilarious. She had a thick accent too, and I thought that was your sister.
No, she's from Venezuela, but she's not my
Hysterical.
sister.
I'm sitting here stereotyping. That is so
very
bad.
Funny. It's like, at least now.
And where are you from?
Andreina. But it's actually, what's funny too is actually you might why you thought about that, because they both have the same name.
Who's that?
Like the one who wore the waitress from Venezuela and my sister have both the same name.
Really?
Yeah.
And where are you from?
Venezuela.
Venezuela, and she's from Venezuela.
She's the waitress and my sister.
For some reason, I always thought that was your sister. Now I'd be extra nice, like, hey, what's up? Like,
No. We talk because she's actually, she married Toby, the bartender at the Comedy Store.
Really?
Yeah.
How funny is that?
Yeah, you see.
Small world, man.
If it was my sister, I would have told her not to marry him.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I would never let anybody I love marry or date a comedian. So, any of my comedian buddies. Anyway, that being said, man, get a chance to see your journey, man, and seeing you doing stuff on Netflix, man. Is it crazy to know you came out here for this dream and then all this other cool stuff? Uh-oh, she here, y'all. She here.
Okay.
She here. Press the button, please. Press the button here.
All right. What?
Hey.
Yeah.
What's up, Dale?
Applauses here.
Hey, looking like yourself. If you don't get on this microphone, put your headphones on, boo.
Word.
What's
Can I get
Cool.
40 sips of water first?
Okay, go and take your time, and then I'll introduce you. Let me know, point at me and let me know when you want to be introduced. Yeah, but is it crazy to see us starting out with this little dream, man? Now you got co-workers and even yourself doing stuff on Netflix.
Yeah,
and is it crazy to watch it all unfold?
It's cool to see the like you said, the journey of starting, because I remember even with open mics, I started with guys that are that are now Gerard and and Josh Adam Myers, I know, and then and Willie and
Kill
all
Tony?
these guys that killed
Kill Tony?
Kill Tony? No, I mean
Tony.
Josh Adam Myers,
Tony
show on Comedy Central.
Yeah, goddamn comedy jam thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool to see the journey of the people that I started with, and then you see like, oh, now everybody's doing their thing. You know what I mean? So
It's crazy,
cool.
right? Yeah.
It's funny because you saw. I mean, I don't know if it happened to you guys, but when I started, like comedy is a thing where like, especially when you start doing open mics in the beginning, it's like you see like half of the people are like, well, they have an idea of what they want to, like of what it is to take to be a comedian, and then the other half are like just nuts. They just want to be heard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you go like, well, let me
Depressed, dark
Let me
people
go to
that
this.
need
Let me
platform.
stick to this group right here.
Yeah,
They're the ones who know.
Absolutely.
But it's funny. It's like it's such a huge thing. You know? What I mean?
Yeah.
Like you see like. This one's I could see, and it's funny because I remember the ones that I thought are the ones that are now doing stuff.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You can kind of see it in people too. You tell
see
by
it.
their hustle and their attitude. 'Cause I feel like most of LA is relationship. And your
Yes.
attitude and energy is right. You can.
And also, I think it's also the being aware of of the reality of the situation. Like it's not just like, well, I'm here, I'm gonna be a star. It's like, no, you gotta work. And this is like
Put your time in.
You gotta put your stuff.
I always tell people it's mileage, man. Like everybody funny, but the difference is mileage and just doing your thing. When they call your number, being ready, man.
It's being ready.
And that being said, I have the pleasure of introducing a really good friend of mine. I've had a chance to see her freaking when you lived in New York, but now she's in LA doing her thing. She did this really dope Monique sketch that I remember like made me die laughing. You can see her on Laughs on Fox. She's won the best new faces and Jamie Foxx's Laughpalooza. And she hosts at the Laugh Aid in Belly Room, which is
Comedy Store.
Huh?
Comedy Store.
In the Belly Room at the Comedy Store, which is, I feel like is one of the homes of comedy in LA. In order to be a good comedian in LA, you got to go through the Belly Room. And she's actually the current host, which is female, which following in the shoes of Leslie Jones, who is actually on Saturday Night Live right now. But I'm so proud of her. Ladies and gentlemen, show some love for Miss Dale Harrison.
Yeah.
What's up, boo? How you doing?
Oh my God. I done got mine straight up. I really feel
I like how they
it's a
just cut
studio
off so
audience
fast.
up in here.
I mean,
Right.
the audience are very trained.
Yeah.
They're very trained.
Yeah. Great to see you, Dale. How you doing, man?
Oh my God, you see I'm sweating bricks. I have got my workout on today.
Yeah, that traffic, man. It'll wear you out.
No traffic. I live not too far from here on
really?
Wilshire, Vermont.
Yeah.
You know how you drive by somewhere, you see an address all the time? I see 3435 Wilshire. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I was already running a little late because I had to do a self-tape, you know, and they put me behind.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'll just run on down there. Then I see the address is like 3200. And I'm like, oh, I can't catch the bus for 2 blocks. I'm going to just run on down here. I get down to 3435 Wilshire and I see 8th Street. I'm like, oh my God. That's why I'm sweating bricks. So thanks to y'all. I'm 1 pound lighter. Thanks so much.
All right. See, we doing our part to keep you in shape. So how'd the self-tape go?
It went well.
Yeah?
Yes, it went well.
You had a reader or you did it by yourself?
Yes, my sister, because you know my sister's here.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you know my sister April Ruffin. I host a show with her at the Improv. You be seeing her. She's like a tall model singer. Anyway,
is it the one we did the podcast with? That's not her. No.
No.
Okay, got you.
Anyway, you'll know her soon, world. Yeah, I had a reader. Thank God, my sister was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, what was you saying before? Something jogged my memory before.
We're talking about
LA
journey.
and the journey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What I find here is I love LA so much because everybody is so sharing with the information here. I mean, that's been my experience. I don't know if it's been y'all's, but when you're in another town, you think of cutthroat Hollywood, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be this town where nobody shares and nobody gives. And maybe I'm not even on the level where they got to care, but they can like give me whatever, you know? But I just have had so much love from the LA family not just me. I just find that that's what happens here in LA. People be like, oh, you want to get on this show? Oh, this girl does it. It's not like a closed circuit of things when other towns, you feel like you're not in the clique, you know?
I think it's the difference between that and New York too, because New York might be a little bit more cutthroat than LA, but in LA, I feel like people share information until you become a threat and then they shut it down and don't tell you nothing. For me, when I first got out here, nobody knew who I was. Like everybody would like, oh, you can do this and do this. And then later on, I started booking TV shows. They was like, you know, people would just not speak to me, not give me tags for jokes. And before, we would always tag each other jokes up. So it's a little different.
I think it's more jealousy than anything else.
Right.
I don't know if it's helping, but
I mean, when I feel like you're a threat, that's when that happens. But I'm glad for you.
I got to get my threat meter up.
Yeah. You got to start people not talking to
That's
you.
right.
Right.
That's right.
Did you do the thing for Laugh Mob voiceover? Didn't we do that? Did we do that together?
Yes, the True TV.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
So that's the beginning of it. That's the
oh my
beginning of
God.
it.
And I'm so happy about it. You know. No, I mean, and I don't even feel like I'm not doing stuff. I'm just like, you know, glad to be here amongst the like stars. You know, when you're in LA, you know for a fact that everybody's a star. You can't look at an open micer and be like, oh dang shit.
Yeah, he can be a
it's-
producer
I'm
in 2
sorry.
weeks.
You know, no, he probably already got 3 deals with CBS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just gotta like, hey, that's why everybody's so nice. Everybody's not fake. It's like, who is he?
You gotta be
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you get around fast.
I'm cool with even the homeless people I walk around.
Yeah, you never know.
Hey man, what's up? Here's my resume.
Oh, so I can't get $1 anyway. I'm shooting this movie on Tuesday. You done block your blessing. That's so cool, man. And you have so much stuff going on, Dale. I recently did a podcast with you with Crack 'em Up Thursdays
Oh, my God.
podcast. How'd you wind up being a part of that?
Well, being one of the like rotating hosts at at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Nichelle wanted to start a podcast, and I was so happy about it. I love radio. Like, I love non-scripted. I could just say what I think, being like some friends, we kicking it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's been so much fun. She wanted to highlight the show, the comics on the show, even if you're not on, just coming to support. So we be tagging everybody, and you were one of them.
Hey.
And it's
awesome,
just
man.
so much fun.
Man, if you don't press the button, come on, Paul, press the button, man.
Wow.
Is that
Woman
the
out here
audience
doing
over
things in
there?
Hollywood, man.
Is that the audience over there?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I'll be directing everything just to him.
Hey, so listen, man. I want to talk a little bit about diversity in Hollywood,
fade
man.
out in that. I mean,
There's no fade. It just stops clapping immediately. People are real funny about their claps. I want to talk about diversity in Hollywood, man. I realized in this thing called Hollywood, you know, people make a living off being stereotyped. Like, legit, all of us in this room, if you're a certain type, that's how you make your money.
Yeah.
Like, you're a comedian. You're like,
Or
even
how
me,
you get in.
I'm a clean black comedian, but I get labeled as the urban comedian, even though I'm clean and black. But again, I don't lead with me being clean, but people don't know what to do with me, because in the urban world, I'm a church comedian, and in the mainstream world, I'm a black comedian. It's a weird little dynamic. Francisco, I know you can speak on this, but I feel like sometimes when people think you're one thing, they lump you into that. Like,
Yeah.
you,
Well,
especially
like,
with your
I
voice and your accent being so thick, I feel like they will only put you, not only, but mainly put you on.
Yeah, and I think
stuff
it's
that's-
like what you said too, even like for me, like what you mentioned too, like for me with like, because when I moved here, like, most of the Latinos here are, Mexican descent, or, so
Yeah.
like when I moved there, like they were like, oh, you're not one of us.
Right.
Then like, you're not too cholo. or
Clearly he's
anything like
Mexican.
that.
Clearly he is.
And then
Like, no, I'm not.
and then for the mainstream, they're like, yeah, no, you're Latino, you're Mexican, and they think I'm cholo, but then like, oh, you can't do the cholo. So it's like, yeah, I mean, like stuck in the middle, like you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is a thing. I mean, it's definitely, you are being, a stereotype in this industry, and like to me, it's like. I think to me, it's like you gotta, I would say, play the game in a way. I'm not gonna do stuff that I'm not, that obviously goes against my values, or like, look, I don't want to just do this because I don't feel this project, is good, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes you can also be like, well, I'm not gonna, if I'm gonna play for Lady Dynamite, I was playing the lover,
The Latin lover?
the Latin lover. So it's like, and I remember sitting there when we were shooting. And we're about to shoot, and I'm sitting there, and I look at me, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that I got this. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I would have, if I'm doing and I want that part, I want somebody, I would have casted myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to think that way, too. You
Is
know
it
what I
weird,
mean?
like, going to the audition, there's a room full of you? Like, guys look like you with the same thick accent?
The thing is, like, sometimes it's even worse where, like, when you go, like, I go to, like, some commercials, and it's always, like, model time. Like, oh, this was funny. They had to do, like, one of those, what was it? The Gillette commercials?
Say it again.
Gillette.
One more time, just for me.
Gillette.
He make everything sound cool. I did it. They Gillette.
Gillette.
So like Pepe Le
But
Pew.
they
They
had to
Gillette.
they were like, take off your shirt. I'm like, I don't have a Gillette body. I have like a CVS.
CVS, a Rite Aid.
Rite Aid.
I got a Rite Aid chest with a CVS
buddy. And I'm doing that, and I'm like, why am I even doing this?
You got the straight
CVS
Family
stomach?
Dollar joint.
There's all these other guys. I'm like, yeah, I'm not
The
that
Sam's
guy.
Club shoulders
Yeah.
and the Target back muscles.
That Costco core.
I got all of it. All the retail.
Big lock knees.
So obviously,
Come on
I
now.
didn't book down.
Yeah, man. Did you get it?
No, of course not. I mean, I took off my shirt and I'm like, why? I'm like the girl who's cast. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're like going like, why am I even doing? I mean,
That's
there's
so
guys in the waiting. That's what I'm saying. Guys
Yeah.
just looking like that, and I'm like,
We
no,
clearly
no.
had the Gillette body.
Which so it's like obviously I'm not getting this.
Man, you got the big
But
body.
but this
the
is
big shave,
I got
disposable
like a
shave body.
plain body. Like like it's gonna be a clean shave, but like it's not. It's
Oh,
not,
no. But are you using the secret? You could have won them all with your mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hello.
Yeah, but I have it, but nah.
Yeah.
I can
I've spoken
see that
into the
you-
environment.
You only have
I've spoken
one.
into the atmosphere.
You only have one ab.
Speaking so maybe Dale, you can speak on this, but how did you overcome those obstacles of people putting you in the box? Because even with me, I've done like a lot of urban stuff and I've done a lot of mainstream stuff. And I feel like this word that I hate that LA use now, this brand thing that people try to create for you.
Yeah.
It's a level of stress that we have to go through to kind of like find our voice? How did you overcome these obstacles of people putting you in a box?
I think just through stand-up, by doing material that is just funny and not has to do with being me Latin or anything else. It's just, universal material. And also by doing taping, sketches or stuff that I've written on my own and putting it out there. And so people can see that, like,
see your range.
Yeah, see, like, people
he's
like,
not just a Latin lover.
Yeah,
Gillette body.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got CVS body now, but like, but yeah, it's like, so I think by doing that, I think that's the stuff that you have to do. Like, because like the industry is not gonna know until you show them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
Absolutely. And Dale, you being a female, I'm not sure people like introduce that she's a funny female comedian. Like, no, I'm a comedian. You know what I'm saying? How do you overcome those obstacles of people putting you in a box?
And I don't, I don't mind the box if the box is going to benefit me at all. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care about the female labels. Like when I come up, that doesn't affect me to be like, oh, this female. No, I just want to be a comedian. Like I am a female.
Yeah, like I'm Latin.
a comedian.
Yeah.
And I just try not to like take those titles so seriously. But as far as like people putting me in the box, where I go into the box is at the clubs, trying to get more club work where you may feel like an urban female, but if they just gave you the chance, then they would see that all of this range that you had to talk about. But the way I have overcome most of that is just stop putting myself in a box in my own head, because sometimes I perform for those audiences. I've had shows where I perform for the audiences and I'm thinking things in the back of my mind. And when I think things, then they think things, So what I try to do is I just thank the Lord the whole way to the stage, to the show, so I can be just non-judgmental.
The blessing of being
Thank you so much,
considered,
Lord.
even though
Thank you
you're
so
in the
much
box,
for the show. And that way I could just take whoever at face value and they'd be like, oh, we like her. Let's give her back.
But I mean, and it's also the thing about being put in a box. I think because I come from like, I see things from an outside culture, because I grew up in Venezuela, so I think things differently. So like the whole culture in the U.S. is like they put you in a box as soon as you get here.
Right.
Like even when you sign you're gonna, and you have to sign any form. What is it? Oh, what are you Latin, black, stuff like that.
Oh, you sign Latin?
What? I always say Latin,
Okay, gotcha.
or Hispanic, whatever. But my point is,
What
like,
if they don't have your box?
That's the thing.
You put other?
In Venezuela, there's no box. It's just you're just Venezuelan.
Yeah.
That's it. So here's
I'm regular back home.
I'm regular.
Here I'm exotic.
I'm exotic. but my point is like, here is like this whole the culture is already, so that's why it's like everybody, as soon as you get here, you're in a box.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, to get out, it's already ingrained. So it's hard to get out of that box because people like they just put it all the time, everywhere.
But I think the box works very well for some of the people. You look at the Kevin Harts, you look at the Loretta Devines, you look at the Liam Nielsen's. The box is what they do. Like this is the type of thing that they would like to do, and it has found them, and they could just do it forever, all day, because it's like their thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, that's why I was saying I would love to be in a box. I want to be the same as the Kevin Hart's, where you cast him as himself in this role. That's just so much fun to just be myself and rock that out for a while. And then, when I'm 90, let's switch it up a little bit.
Right. And one thing I admire about both of y'all, like, is your boldness to not put yourself in the box. Like Francisco, I remember seeing you at the Comedy Store, and that open mic sometimes to me is painful because it's mostly privileged white guys with a lot of time on their hands talking about the most abstract, darkest stuff. And you come up with this voice and this thick accent, leaving an impression on the audience like, yo, I'm not just his voice. I'm not just what you think I look like. And Dale, you're the same way. Like seeing you host at the Belly Room and tearing the room up and just having fun. And I enjoy watching you because you look like you're having fun while you're performing. And everybody can't do that. You can't fake authenticity. You can't fake, you can tell somebody been through something, but you making light of all the things you've been through. Like, I really admire both of y'all about that. How do y'all fight through those things? And like, do you feel like you have to perform extra hard to stand out in the crowd of everybody who does, like, specifically you, Francisco? I've seen you, again, shine, and everybody talking about the most mundane, darkest stuff, and you go up there speaking this, real clever, smart stuff, and when to turn your accent up.
I think it's like, to me,
speak about cultural stuff. Like, how do you?
I don't know. I think I just try to stick to what I do and what's funny about me and just being real. To me, that's the main thing. I think because nobody can, you can imitate or copy realness, or when it comes from honesty. And I'm talking about my life. So I'm talking about You know, and I'm not. That's why when I'm not talking about Latin stuff. I'm talking about my mom or my sister. So it's like, yeah, if you have, you know, so it's like that's why I make it universal. To me, I mean, one of my growing up, one of my shows and comics has been Seinfeld, and one of the things is because the universal, you know, it's universal stuff. I like talking about anybody can relate to.
Yeah,
you know. So I try to. So that's the way for me to, I guess, not care where I am or what show I'm doing, because I'm just gonna talk about myself. You know?
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes when I talk about myself in front of a white audience, I have to massage my stuff in, because I'm talking about my daddy on crack, and it's all the stuff
they don't
that's
want
so
to hear
sad
the truth
to white people. No, because they look at fathers not being in the home or fathers being on drugs. They look at that as so much more devastating. Where we're, as a black culture, we're numb. We find the funny in it because it's just so much to be sad about. So we're just not gonna let this one thing like a father get us down, So it's one of those things where I'll just try to talk about it, and they'll be like, "Oh," but then I have to, massage. I knew it was funny. All you had to say was trailer bike trash. You know what I'm saying? So I find that, and talking about it.
That's so funny. You're like, don't awe me. Like, I'm okay with it. Like, it's been like this my entire life. You awing, and it's okay.
Yeah, but it encourages me to work on a more universal delivery of that same topic without switching the words. Because sometimes when you switch over to a white audience, like, you don't want to be this cornball. Sometimes I've seen that so black comedians, and they're just like so.
Well, it's kind of also as
dancing.
when I've seen other comics that sometimes perform it again. In a black show, and they want to be more like, hey, and like, no, just be yourself,
bro, for no reason. What's up, bro?
Yeah, like, what's up?
For shizzle?
Like, no, don't do that. Like, you don't do that. You're not, unless that's how you talk. Don't talk like that.
Yes, and the same for all my white friends too. I need all my white friends like nice and white, like
just be yourself.
White blacks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm the only white black. Thanks so much in my crew.
And the cool thing about what we're speaking about, whether we know it or not, in our journey, we wind up being the face for people that look like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's little kids from Venezuela like, yo, I want to be like Francisco. You know what I'm saying? I want to do Gillette commercials.
I want
and be the Latin lover. You know what I'm saying? But it's really dope thing that as much as we think we're oddballs, which I feel like that's the life of a comedian, we actually setting the tone and being trailblazers in our own particular thing. Like, even me being a clean comedian, I felt like nobody wanted to hear a clean comedian. But now that I've established my lane, I've heard people and either
stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
I was quoting LeVar Ball. Sorry.
Right. Big baller brand, baby.
Brand.
That's what we doing, baby. You mind your business. I thank Trump. Do you thank your doctor when he delivered you? Anyway, LeVar Ball was freaking hilarious. His CNN interview. But again, you want to be in the face for people that are like you, that look like you, and they look up to you. You never know. I've had comedians tell me like, "Yo, bro, my auntie got on me so hard. She saw you performing. Like, why you can't be like Ron G?" And it made me feel uncomfortable. But it's still like the fact that I left an impression on somebody's auntie to tell them they should stop cursing so much on stage. Like, that was very flattering.
That's so good. And you know what? I've been trying to clean it up too since I've been here, just to prepare. But I find that my natural personality she just likes it. She'll just go there. And
she like, you're not talking about you?
Huh?
Did you say she in third person?
Yeah,
yes, I did. She'll just go there,
Yeah.
Just having a Tamar Braxton moment right there. But not like that, but my on stage persona. My persona is just an amplified version of myself.
Man,
and when you get hyped up, you're in the hood with your friends. That's just how it be, and you can't give it up as easily because it becomes like a part of your dialect almost.
Absolutely.
But still, when I've gone out to shows, I try to make sure that I am monitoring it so that I can always have a clean set and that any swearing is within my personality, not the butt of the joke, you know?
Of course.
If you're tuning in right now, you listen to the comedy podcast with host, comedian Ron G. And we got in the building right now Francisco Ramos and Dale Harrison. We actually talking about diversity in Hollywood. And right now we're talking about basically being a clean comedian. Like, for me, I don't try to push my thing on people. Like, I that's my lane.
No, I so admire your thing, though. Oh my God, it's so fun.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
indeed.
But I also feel like I want to tell.
Because I forgot you were clean. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I really appreciate that too. But I always try to tell young comedians, like, you don't have to be clean, but know how to perform clean. Yeah. Because you're going to limit your success. Like, when you do a late night performance, you have to be clean. So if you don't know how to, unless you're doing Def Jam, like, you're going to mess with your money. And
it's also what you said too. It's like, finding view, because for me, I curse here and there when I can, when I want to, but like,
Yeah.
But it's not about. But you can't have the curse or the dirtiness be the punchline.
Yeah.
Because that's then you're like, oh, I can do that joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, because if you just can just take out the curses and then you still have the funny set, it's cool. It's
Yeah.
like you can even, but yeah, you
Yeah.
have to be able to be
Yeah.
a professional comic. And sometimes you got to perform where you
Right.
can. If you
Man.
get corporates, and you're gonna get paid $100,000 to perform for IBM,
Yeah, you gonna tell them I
what are you
can't
gonna
do
be
it 'cause they curse too
"Sir,"
much?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
and I just figured it out as you were talking. I just figured it out when the most cursing, when something happens, that is when I hit the stage with the straight vengeance. Because like when things happen in my life, somebody pissed me off. Oh my God, dude, I'd be like, I'm so glad I had a show tonight. I'm so glad I got a show tonight. Like just so I can like get it all out on stage, but. That's when it'll come out because I'm my angriest or most passionate about it, and I'm just letting it out of my soul,
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing
Yeah.
I really appreciate about being a comedian too, especially comedians I feel like that do well, they are extension of the household they grew up in. Like if you meet my parents, like my dad, I'm a perfect example of exactly my mom and my dad. If you see like my mom is crazy church lady, I call her Christian thug, and my dad is like just firecracker, like to drink and speak his mind. If you see me on stage, I'm exactly that. And I feel like you are a reflection of your household.
yes.
For some reason, I feel like your household is a room full of women that look just like you and act just
my
like you,
God,
energy and
yes.
everything.
Oh my
There's no
God,
filter,
yes.
saying how they feel, and that's what it is.
Yes. Like as you're saying it, I am, every time you say something, one pops in my head that
Right.
I'm just like,
That auntie who just speak her mind, got a cigarette in her hand.
My God,
and just
all of my
speak the truth.
aunties, every last one of them, like they will, even if they're meek and shy, they will speak the truth, and it will be like hilarious because they don't hold back.
Yeah.
Even though they may not be like as boisterous, they're Christian women.
Yeah.
But they'll be like, tell them like it is, Lise. So I love my family so much because they are just so supportive. Like I'm from
Right.
a really good family, and I actually look up my family as a hobby. I found so many of them here in LA. That's what made me
Yeah.
move. I started researching in
That's
New
so
York
cool.
and came out here. I found someone in my aunt was in North Carolina. She referred me to my other cousin in Atlanta who gave me her daughter's number in Chicago. They also gave me the people at LA, and my God, it's such a large family.
Yeah, and just I was thinking about this too. All of us. I don't know what your beginnings were like, but I came from very humble beginnings of two blue collar parents that didn't go to college, and I'm the first to like go to college and be a business owner and try this entertainment thing. Is it weird going back home now and people seeing you on TV and like your little cousin saying like, I saw you on TV? Like, is that a weird feeling to know that you're impacting their life far bigger than what you even
my
think
family, I came from, my family is very, especially from my mom's side, it's very blunt. So like we don't,
no filter.
no filter, and they're like, and they really don't go like, like my mom, like when I tell her like I did Lady Dynamite, she's like, the first thing was like, how come you only have one line? I was like, oh,
Ah!
like I don't know. I mean, fuck.
Hater.
Sorry, but yeah,
So
that's how
funny.
they are. So it's kind of like there's no.
She not impressed.
I mean, I guess they're. I think what I realized is like I don't know if Latin people or my family, like they kind of like. They like to, boast about your accomplishments when you're not there. So to their friends and to their, but when you're not there, you're like, oh, how come why you look like this?
They gotta
Clean
keep
up
you
your
humble.
room.
Yeah, my dad the same way. Everybody's like, man, your dad been talking about you. I see my dad. He was like, hey, how you doing? Like,
Yeah.
He never told me in person, but
Yeah.
all my
They
family know
everybody,
that
yeah.
he loves me and talks about me all the
Yeah,
time.
but they don't tell it to you.
Yeah.
so-
Do you see the impact when you go home? Or your family
My
members talking
grandma's
about
still
the stuff
trying
you
to
do?
my grandma is still trying to get me to get a real job,
Oh,
Yeah,
She is
that's-
still asking me like, well, I'd be like, she'd be like, well, how are you gonna pay for that? And I'd be like, oh, I got some comedy gigs. And she'd be like, well, as long as it's an honest living,
Yeah.
like
That's how she talks.
she
This is
doesn't
not honest.
understand that she is the number one inspiration to why I can work for myself. My grandmother worked for herself. That's the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
CEO I met, and she had clients and she cleans homes and she gave us jobs,
Yeah.
and but she doesn't see that like when it's entertainment, then they're like, but I don't know anybody
Yeah.
that can make it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I have seen I actually do have a cousin that wants to actually move here and wants to pursue acting and stuff
You told
like
him to
that.
stay home, right?
I told him like, no,
Bro,
but he
stay home.
actually, I think he does have the drive and the
I call it that dog. Everybody don't have that dog.
Because I have another cousin who's like, nah, maybe not you, but I think so. But I think people see you and you're like, oh man, that actually can happen. So it's like, let me try. You know what I mean?
It's so funny the disconnect between people back home and people here of what entertainment looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like back home, my family be like, why don't you go call Tyler Perry and tell him you want him just to be in one of his movies? They call him up. You're like, man, you have no idea how hard it is to actually get in the movie. Like, it's freaking hard. Like, but your friends back home, like, yo, I'm gonna come out to LA, man. I'm gonna do my, like,
you
don't
can't.
do that.
Yeah, no, it's like you gotta.
And you want to shut them down, but you gotta let them get it out. You're like, man, you don't want to do this. This is not what you want to do. We make it look easy, but you don't want.
You
this
don't
life.
have the wherewithal to withstand this rejection out here.
Every day.
My
You're getting
God!
rejected every day.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of like just go like, well, just go ahead and go
Right.
do it again.
LA is like Vegas, man. The whole city is built off no's and losers.
Yes.
Rent is $2,000 a month because a bunch of losers out here willing to pay for pay to live here. And you got 16
And
roommates.
people that do show or TV for free or something like that, and then you're like, wow, now you gotta. And now, before it was like celebrities wouldn't do commercials or stuff like that. Now they all do everything. So it's like you have more competitions. It's kinda like it's even worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got 16 roommates in a dream.
You go into your auditions with Mark Anthony.
Yeah. It's like, why are you here? It's like,
isn't it weird to see people you grew up loving in an audition with
like
you?
There, yeah, like,
You're like, what are you doing here?
I think I had this show or audition that I had to go to, and I think when they say it's like they always put in the breakdown like think something, and it was think someone that I'm like get him, like he's not working. Like why am I?
We need a Nick Cannon, Kevin Hart type. Like, why don't you get them?
Yeah, I think they'll do it. But it was somebody that wasn't even like big. It was like somebody that was like, I was like, that guy hasn't done anything. Like get him.
No, but you know what? That guy might not know he hasn't done anything in a while because people be having the Hollywood attitude long after they stop working.
Yeah, you know who I am? In 1992, I was on the Jamie Foxx show. You like, bro, calm down. I was on Comic View in like, don't do that to me. Don't do that. That's so funny. I'll tell you what's weird, man. I had an audition with Todd Bridges. I'm like, what is going on in my life? I don't know if this is good or bad. Why am I in the same room?
Like you were waiting or together?
No, huh?
Like you were reading with him? Or
No. Like I had an audition for the same role as him. I'm like, why am I in the same audition with him? And I had an audition recently with the guy that was played Braxton on the Jamie Foxx show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to play dad in the TV show. I actually got it, but it was so weird. I'm like, why am I in the audition with you? I feel like they should just gave it to him.
They were like, this is a self-esteem builder. Send in Braxton from the Jamie Foxx show.
I'm like, I don't know if that's good for me or bad for him. I'm like, why are we in the same audition? What is happening? We're in the same exact audition, man. So have either one of you, I know we all in similar places in our career, we're still trying to figure this thing out. We've had a couple of good licks. Have either one of y'all had a chance to go on the road a lot?
Well, coming from New York, I had to come off the road because see, I wanted to. Okay, now Ron. Oh my God. Now you was one of the first people when I was coming out to visit in LA. Yeah. You was like, listen, you need to move out here. You got to move out there.
Everybody tell me the same thing. That's so funny. I've told people so much stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, that always stuck with me.
So you're the one telling everybody to move here.
Well, if I see they have it, if they have it, I don't tell everybody.
They come here and be like, Ron said
it's a bus of people like, who's this? Well, Ron told me. I'm like,
a homeless man?
Yeah. Ron told me back in 92.
That's very flattering when I hear people say stuff that I said and it stuck with them. But
remind me what we was talking about again, because
you said I told you to come out here and move out here to LA.
Okay, because we were talking about what before then?
Because on the road.
On the road.
Life,
Thanks so much, Lord.
Francisco, press the button. He remembered what we were talking about.
Put me a clap. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Cut it off.
You killed it. You killed it.
Are these monkeys clapping? I think they just clap like that. And they just shut down.
Yeah, on the road. On the road is something I did a lot when I lived in New York, because you can really make your money as an emerging comedian.
Absolutely.
Doing a lot of road work.
Did you do it on the road, like around New York or in New York? Because I know in New York you can make more money than here.
You can pay
Well,
rent.
you can make more money. You can pay rent, but see, New York, because you're in New York and everyone comes to New York, you have access to so many more gigs all over the country. You work in overseas. You're working for the military. You have so much road work, and I find that I have had to decide not to do as much road work, so I can focus on getting on television and then have them call me. You know,
That's
when you're
Why else would you be in LA?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to be on the road and be away. You know, I was on the road last September. Just got on to Maryland, and this agent hit me up and was like, "Hey, can you come and read tomorrow for the Kevin Hart show?" I was like, "Oh my God!" You know,
You
now
were in Maryland. You were in Maryland.
I was in Maryland, and I had just gotten there that day, and I just
that always happens when you're on the road. When every
it always
time.
happens. You know, it was probably like bringing the self-esteem decreaser right here. But anyway, it just reminded me to stay focused and to be here so that I can, because you know a lot of things happenstance out here. You know, you happen to see somebody, you happen to
Time, relationship,
It's
and
about
being
like the time, like
time
we're
in
talking
relationship
about.
and being prepared. Yeah.
It's kind of like, I mean, like a lot of the stuff is like, oh, you know, like you saw somebody and then they just, oh, you know, the next day they're doing something like, oh, you know what?
Yes, exactly.
That's what it is.
But the thing is, you have to be here.
But you have to be here. Or aware or be in the
That's the story of LA. If you ever want to book something, book a flight somewhere. You don't have to go. Just book a flight. You're going to get an audition that day.
But I think, I mean, as a comic, I mean, you go on the road, I go on the road. I mean, I think it's like, for me, it's the way I make money, so I have to go on the road, you know? But like, I think it's about limiting like, I don't go on the road where I'm like 6 months on the road. I'm like, no, I go here, like, you know, like one-nighters or a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. I like one-nighters. And I want to go on the road when it's my turn.
Yeah, I want to do it when
we'll
it's
give
like,
you 1,200. You're going to do 16 shows Tuesday through Sunday. That's when we play our openers. You're not a draw
you
yet.
must have been working in Chicago, because that is
Did you just say the name?
No.
Okay, yeah. I feel like somebody else came in and said the exact same comedy club name. Sunday through Wednesday, right?
Tuesday,
oh yeah, no, I had that from like I think somebody like
so
offered
funny.
me too, like something that was like from Wednesday to Sunday, and it was like for just the whole and 2 shows on Friday to Saturday.
Was it Vegas?
No,
Vegas
it was
too.
It was somewhere, but it was
19 shows for 1,200.
And it was like,
You
I
can
make
sell
that
product.
for a
I'm like,
college
man.
like that. It's like, I make one show in college doing that. I was like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, that's not, that's ridiculous.
And I think there's a good aspect of the road. When you're getting larger paying gigs, that's when you can be on the road. One gig, one here. But, not coming in from those setting up road work as pretense, you know what I'm saying, before moving here.
Chitterling circuit. The chitterling.
Yeah,
And
that's another thing too. Like, what clubs do you do? Like, you don't
Yeah.
want to do some, like, if you're doing some nice clubs, stuff like that, then there's gonna be good fan base, and you can create more fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know?
But the trade-off is your set becomes ridiculous. When you start doing the road for a while and you come back to LA, people can visibly see the difference. Because in LA, you're doing open mics, and I feel like nobody really care out here. But when you start hitting that road and you getting that hour in, or 20 like feature work in, and come back to LA, I feel like you come back a monster. I've seen a lot of my friends. I'm like, you've been on the road, haven't you? You can tell the difference.
Yeah. And also too, I don't know what, like, the open mic scene is huge here, and that's great to get on stage, but the scene in LA has so many shows. You literally, whereas in New York, you have a lot of black shows that you can get on. So you'll see a lot of like anybody is on the black show, because it'll be some dope black shows. And, there's so many more stages to get on, all Swahili, all, Switzerland, all whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many. I did an all Bangladeshi show, only black person, Bangladeshis and their families. And
Bangladesh.
And that's what I'm talking
I
about.
can't
And a
spell
black promoter
Bangladesh.
booked it. And
I
a
don't
black
even know what
promoter
Bangladesh
booked it.
is.
And they have requested a black comedian. And I was like, okay, I'm cool. So it's that type of stuff there. But, when you're doing them larger, like a school, a college, I just don't ever, I always toy with the colleges, because I'm like, I don't have nothing to say to kids. I don't like kids a lot,
Yeah.
And
No, I mean, it is.
Isn't that a weird thing when you realize you're like too grown to do a college show?
Oh yeah, I mean, every day when I done it. No, I think I'm in the. I mean, to me, I guess I try to do it as a it's a way to talk. Like I'm talking to them in a way, even not teaching them, but in a war. But like I try to make it like that.
You doing a TED Talk?
Yeah, I do a TEd Talk.
Listen, kids, you want to make it in life?
Principal.
I got PowerPoint.
Follow your dreams. Click them. Can you go to the next slide, please?
No, I mean actually this new semester that I've done a lot of colleges, I felt actually they've gotten better for me.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of the audience and just the reception. You know, for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's just
more
I
comfortable.
feel like kids are very more knowledgeable than longer time ago. When I first started doing colleges, I don't know. I just felt like kids were just fresh out of school, moving from their parents' house.
Straight high school.
You're doing jokes about relationships and breakups, and they never had their first breakup yet.
But
now I think with social media, it makes the world a little smaller. So people living. Even when I first time I went to London, I was doing jokes about wrestling and Ray J, and they didn't have a clue who he was. But with the internet growing and TV shows, like a lot of jokes I did, I was like, why didn't they laugh? And they was like, well, we don't have that show over here. But now with internet and Netflix, it makes the world very smaller. So a lot of the TV references now, when I go back, they get it. You know what I'm saying? That's really cool. Like Real Housewives shows, like they get all that over there. So it makes the world a little smaller, man.
Yeah. And I'm trying to go. Now, that's where I am going to spend some time away. I'm going to be in this New Zealand and Australian comedy festival. You know, just to be over there.
Awesome.
Me and my sister doing our stand-up storytelling and singing show over there, and about to rock out. I'm also going to be going to Alaska because I want to see the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to arrange it right now. In fact, I got to get back to this dude. I went there before, like in March, and March 2015, I think. And I just wanted to see the Northern Lights, but they was like, oh, it's too cloudy. You know, it's not going to come out. It's too late in the year. I stayed up, like I'm telling you, that's every night I used to be like, take me here. I want to just see if it comes, you know. So that's why I'm trying to hook it up on December 31st.
Isn't it weird being there, though? You already went?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Like, it's like midnight and the sun is still out kind of thing?
Well, I was there in the winter. Like, I was there in March. So it was just turning spring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I heard sometimes because of the I don't know what it is, the precision of where it is on the map, the sun will be out extra long.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 2 in the morning.
20
you
days.
Like feeling like it's noon.
Yeah. They get
I did
20
a cruise
hours
there for like, and saw the
I've never been.
icebergs and stuff.
I've never been, man. So listen, man, if you're listening right now, you listen to the Comedy Pop-Up. I have in studio right now Francisco Ramos and then Dale Harrison, man. We actually talking about comedy, diversity, traveling and hitting this road, man. We having a good time. I'm going to get ready to wrap it up soon, but I got another question. So have either one of you guys performed out of the country before?
Yes, I've done shows in Paris and then also in
Really?
But for English people, you know.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, so and then for
Did you go see the Eiffel Tower?
yeah.
You saw the Louvre? Went to the Louvre?
Yes. The Luge or the Louvre?
Louvre, one of them.
Oh, okay. I was like, Luge.
Yeah.
I was like,
I went by the Louvre and the Louvre. They were both closed when I went. So, yeah.
No,
awesome.
and then no, I did overseas for the army. I did Afghanistan.
Oh man, what was that like?
It was great. It was like the first time I experienced, being in a base. So, because it was long. We had to stay there for 2 weeks and then like an additional week because the plane didn't work or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was, and we never went out of,
the base?
The base. So it was like, I never got to see, people go like Japan and like they go to Japan.
Yes.
And like, no, we were stuck. Like we're literally like, I was like in an army for like 3 weeks. So I was like, so it was fun to perform.
Cool but you like,
I was like,
that.
So
how was the weather? Was it super hot there too?
It was hot, and then and then the desserty. I don't know if that's a word or whatever, but
what?
Desserty.
What is that?
Dessert, and then this like it comes in your
desert.
Face. Desert.
Desserty, hilarious. Yeah. Okay,
and then we almost died. And then we almost died. We got shot. Our plane got shot.
Are you serious?
You did?
Yeah. The plane got shot at?
Y'all parachutes?
No. I mean, like we were like flying, and then all of a sudden I see like explosions, and I was like, "What was that?" It was like one of those what are those things that they put out when
a desserty?
A desserty.
I was like, all right, what is it?
No, the things, the flares. It was a flare, and then the guys were ready. Like we're ready. It was like I was like,
while you were in the air,
while we're in there.
You said it so casually, like it was a Somebody hit your bumper
I'm like,
in
did
your
it
car.
rock the plane? What?
No. I mean, we just
Your
heard
plane getting shot at, and you're
explosions.
casually saying like,
No, I wasn't casual. I was
one
I
of the
was casually
things that
scared
goes-
when I
Tell
was
us
up
what
there.
happened. Like,
No, we were like, so we're sitting down, then these things happens, and then the guys that were
see
in
a
the
flare
army,
in the air.
and then the guys grabbed their guns, and I was like, what's going on? I was like, oh no, but they played it off. I think for us,
yeah.
they were like, no, it's fine, whatever.
yeah, fireworks. We good.
But then I heard like when they shut off flares when you get shot.
Yeah.
So like literally we got shot, but at that point I was like,
so
they were
somebody
like, fine.
shot the plane.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
There's sorties.
Sorties. Yeah.
Are those?
When they fire out.
Yeah.
like a
My
light.
pop's in the building. He over here. Yeah, he does.
So that means
Yeah.
we got shot.
Ron's father coming through
You
with
see?
the
Plane got
terminology.
literally something hit the plane, like a bullet or something hit the plane.
Or some missile was coming, right?
Really? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then they were like, no, it's fine. But what's scary too is like it was me, and you know what's his name? Fucking, I forgot now.
Donald Trump.
No, this other comic because it was
Bill
with other
Cosby.
comics.
Kevin Spacey.
I forget, but we were both scared, and we were sitting next to this soldier, and he's like, "Are you scared?" He's like, and the guy's like, "Well, if we die, we die." I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
I was like, "Come on, man! I'm just here just to perform."
I didn't come here for this, man.
Okay, I am
So-
not on the
so that
country mission
wasn't-
here.
Yeah, so that
This is-
wasn't. That
Sitting here
was
like, so I don't get a gun. You just
I know.
let me sitting here and I don't get a gun. Really? Rude?
And that's what it is. I'm not good for this. I'm not good for that. I
That was
mean,
my last show. Like, send
Oh,
me home,
yeah.
please.
Well, I never done any other ones after that.
Oh, absolutely. Afghanistan?
That's the thing. I went to the hardest.
During the active war?
Yeah, like we didn't go.
Like, we can't do this via Skype? Like, we
Oh, with Byron too. was
Oh, Byron Bowers? Oh, yeah, I remember that. Did you go do the Bahrain too? I think you went like Bahrain or something
It
too?
was Kyrgyzstan and Afghanistan.
I
We didn't
remember that.
go there.
Yeah, Byron's
It was
my boy, man.
Byron, and then who else was it? I forgot now. But it was me. It was 5 comics, and then
I would have forgot everything. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Byron almost started like also he started. I think he handshake an Afghanistan girl, and you can't do that. And I think he was about to start a war because you're not supposed to touch
Byron
him.
Bowers, man.
And he's like, "What?"
Yeah, me and Byron started doing comedy at the same time in Atlanta,
Really?
so that's like my bro, man.
yeah.
That's hilarious, man. What about you, Dale? Have you done overseas?
Oh yeah, done overseas. Went with the military too. Went to Germany and Kuwait
Yeah, those are
and
nice.
Japan.
Yeah, you get to go.
And it was fun in Japan. We actually tried to
Was that a Dugard run?
no, that
Camp
was
Fuji and
Kenny Hill.
Okinawa? Okay.
Still Okinawa, and I don't know
Yeah.
all the Camp Arifjan, and I don't know if that's Kuwait or Japan. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's Camp somebody. Okay, we was there. We couldn't go off the base either in
Why?
Kuwait.
Oh, in Kuwait,
you know,
yeah.
you had to have some training for the city, and I'm like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I was like, just keep it here. But then it's like, I don't know, because we had to stay like 3 more days because again, the plane, I don't know, we missed the plane or something.
Oh man.
And to leave to go back to, America. And then like we were there for 3 additional days. And then obviously we just had to, I felt like I was like a little bit, I never been to prison, but I felt like
Yeah?
in a way, because I was
you
like.
sound sad right now. I feel like talking about this. You sound a little sad. Like,
Because it got me back to those days where I was just like walking
yeah,
around going
your
to the
plane got shot, and I only came here to do jokes. That sounds really traumatic.
Yeah, and then
Oh
we were
my
like,
God.
So after that, I was like, but I respect the people that do it.
Yeah.
That's
yes,
the thing.
God bless our
'Cause, I
military
mean,
so much.
I did a show in
'Cause I
Compton, and they
couldn't-
shot at the
I
building,
couldn't-
but I don't. They shot at the building, and we kept
Man,
going.
I got shot at the Comedy Store while I was there.
What?
You were there?
Yeah.
Man, what the heck, dude?
Well, you didn't ask that.
So when the guy died at the Comedy Store, you were there?
I was there.
Wait, did you see it?
I saw it.
Really?
What
Like, it was
happened?
like-
Because I had heard about it. What
We
happened?
all heard about
So
it.
I was standing in the patio, in the patio, and
Yeah.
then like all of a sudden I was talking to this girl, and then this was before I had a girlfriend, by the way. Just want to make this
Nobody's
on
fact
the
checking.
record. On the
Nobody's
record.
fact checking your relationship.
On the
Frank
record.
Francisco.
No, for my girlfriend, she hears it
Yeah.
on the record.
Okay, yeah.
But like,
She worked
so
for
all of a
Gillette.
sudden I hear like I hear like it sounds like fireworks. It didn't
Yeah.
sound like loud. And I turn around and I see this guy like blatantly like this, like just very close to the guy, and
Yeah.
like and just shot 3 times, ta 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 ta, and just he was dressed all in black, and he had like a hoodie and everything, and just like a ski mask. You couldn't
he
see
black?
anything. Yeah.
Oh my
he was?
God.
What?
But he was black?
Yeah, it was a retaliation from like a
Oh,
gang
yeah.
or something,
Yeah, yeah.
because he was literally to go kill him, and then. But when what happens, I saw that and I see the guy fighting. My reaction was to grab the girl, throw her on the ground, and I was sitting there and I was in the ground. I couldn't see anything, and at that point, my thought was like, well, I thought it was one of those serial killers.
Yeah.
And I'm like waiting to get shot. And I'm like, I don't know that's how you wait to get shot.
I wish y'all could see this face he's making right now. It's
Y'all
the most
posed up.
amazing. I'm cringing.
I mean,
too.
how do you wait? I mean, if you're gonna get shot, what do? Like
You look like
you go
you
like,
was in-
hey, you
It's like
smile.
your mom about to pop you in the mouth. You tighten up like,
No, he
Yeah, it's like
you bracing yourself.
you're bracing.
Okay.
What do you?
I'm going out like
But
a
look,
G.
at first when you posed, I thought you was in one of them bodybuilding competitions.
Well, because maybe the serial killer was like, man, that guy's too strong.
But bro,
They was like, he need to be in the Gillette commercial.
right. But bro, you know everything you do, you got a little swag to it with the accent. So you throwing the girl on the
Yeah.
ground using the accent. Everybody get on the ground.
Yeah, then again, and actually the
You
girl.
on the girl, bracing for it, looking
No,
like a hero
what's
with the
the girl was-
bodybuilding position, holding the girl. Like, bro, you went out like a G.
But the
It's
girl,
awesome.
the
He saved
girl
the
was.
girl and he had an accent.
The
His
girl
hair
was like, "You saved my life," like I was like, I was trying to get out of the way, but
Yeah.
I guess I pushed her.
You don't even
down.
try to be cool and just everything come out suave like a commercial.
But yeah, then man, I was there and he saw it right there, and the guy died right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like
that was
die
so,
on the.
That's a very traumatic moment to see something like that.
God, yes.
Like, would you be scared to go back to the actual club? Or
Yeah,
you like,
no, I go. I mean, to me, I felt weird.
for a spot at night.
I feel.
send me back to Afghanistan. I know they shot my plane. I'm trying to go back. Like, okay, all right. Everything's just so
I
casual.
felt weird, like going out, like obviously the day off, and then the day, I felt like obviously nervous and stuff like that. But then I'm like, yeah. I mean,
dude.
like to me, it's kind of. I mean, also I grew up in Venezuela. It's not that I saw people getting shot, but I think it's like, yeah, you just gotta
This
keep
feels like
going.
a meme. You know the thug life memes where the shades come down and
I mean, what are you gonna do? Like it's not like I'm. It wasn't to me. I guess I don't. It wasn't traumatic. I was like, I saw it. I mean, I saw it. I got scared.
So if y'all listening in, let me tell you something. Comedy is not easy. You got to fight the nose,
That
the
was-
haters, and bullets.
Well, and that's when they
your
stopped
plane
doing the
getting
show.
shot down.
That's when they stopped doing the show on Tuesday.
I remember.
Tripping on Tuesday.
I get it.
That was
They
when-
were
was
tripping
such a
on
good
Tuesday.
show.
They were.
They was tripping
That
on
was
Tuesday.
they tripped out for the last time.
Yeah.
But it was like embarrassing.
He's right.
Have you
Last
seen,
trip. The last trip tripping.
have you seen The Godfather when Michael kills in the beginning?
Yeah.
It was like that. He basically like if he would have just dropped the gun,
Yeah.
I would have been like, damn, like
Yeah.
mafia. But it was mafia.
But you saving the girl and holding on to her, whispering
Yeah,
sweet nothing like,
whispering.
we got to go. I want to go out on top of you.
Yes, I saved
He
her.
like, hey
Yeah, you
girl, 202 487.
Hey, so listen, if you're tuning in, you listen to the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast.
How do you know my number? No.
Hilarious. I'm your host, comedian Ron G, and in the studio we have Francisco Ramos and Dale Harrison. We're drawing to close on our show, and I have a few questions that I always ask our guests every time. I pride myself on not small talking, so I have a few questions. You can answer in any order. There's no wrong answer. You can choose to answer or not to answer. And after this, we're going to wrap it up. So that being said, first question is, who would you like to do, if you could do coffee with one person dead or alive, who would it be?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad passed away.
Okay.
I would like
How
to
long
have
ago?
one. 8 years.
8 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Did he get a chance to see you do stand up?
Just the beginning, so it wasn't. He never saw
Oh,
that.
man,
so he
yeah.
was always going like, "What are you doing?" like,
Yeah.
like.
Did he get it when you first started?
He didn't. I don't think he got it because he came from that old school back.
Yeah.
Of like you
You
go
work
to
hard,
you
work
go
with your
yeah,
hands,
you
yeah.
go and you go
Yeah.
you go to school and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But I think he would have gotten it, obviously. And like my mom
Yeah.
is very supportive. So yeah.
That's good, man. I'm sure he would be very proud of you, man. Doing all cool stuff on Netflix.
I think so. And I think finally he'll be like,
Hey, what is this Netflix thing you talking about? Yeah.
But yeah, so that would be great if I could just have.
I'm sure he'd be really proud of you, man. I'm proud of you as well, man. What
Thanks,
about you,
man.
Dale?
Oh my God. Now I was immediately thinking of a comedian when you were saying that.
It could be anybody.
But when you said your dad, I think I would talk to my, like, I looked at one of my great grandmothers, like, of my, I think back from 1805,
Really?
and I would definitely have coffee with her just for the stories.
Yeah.
You know she'll be loud and exciting just like
I
you.
mean, she probably would.
Yeah, absolutely.
She probably would.
All that personality.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would normally say Coretta Scott King. I just think she is so dope. The fact that she supported a man who had a dream and could not necessarily articulate it at the moment, but the fact his legacy lives on and she became great because she believed in him, I think that'd be great. But now I think about it, I would love to see my grandmother. Like she passed when I was in high school, and she told me I was special when I was a kid, but I didn't know until now that
Yeah,
that
what
she
she
saw
meant.
something in me. You know what I'm saying? She gave me these 2 little silver dollars and told me like you're special and wrote a really cool note on it when I was a kid, and I still got it. So thinking about what you just said,
Yeah,
I
and
probably want to see my
actually it's
grandmother.
funny because you mentioned that with my grandfather. Like he also passed away, but like the first year that I actually moved to LA to do this stuff, and like I never talked to him. It was kind of like weird, but I went to Venezuela too, and we went to visit. And I remember he poured scotch, and we're about to have a drink, and he cheers, and he's like, "I'm proud of you of what you're doing, of following your dream."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" Like I was like, "I never talked to you. Like, how do you know that?" But it was like to me, it was like, "Wow!" Like to me, that was a sign of like, yeah, I should be here and do this because
You're like, but I only had one line.
yeah. That wasn't even before I had like that was like even just the first. That was still
That's
like
still cool,
that was
man.
open mic. I was like, okay,
Good stuff, man. Next question: what sound or smell reminds you of home?
Sound or smell that reminds me of home is when I smell like crawfish. I'll go past the boiling crab and it'll just smell like crawfish, like they got some potatoes in the pot, they got some corn in there, it's spicy.
Smell like a game of spades.
I'm from New Orleans, it smells like a game of spades. And a bike that's not chained up out front.
Hilarious.
That smell reminds me of
I
home.
always say Pine Sol. Like my mom, when she clean up on Fridays, that
that's
smell of Pine Sol.
Yeah,
or
I smell
that
that.
stuff you put on the carpet to make it smell good. Like it's kind of like powdery
Love my
stuff.
carpet.
My mom used to do it, and it just smells like home. It's a certain smell.
Yeah.
What about you? Smell or sound?
More sound, more. I think anything that when my parents were very big when they would turn the music on, especially like on the weekends.
What kind of music?
Just in
In my head, I want to say merengue or something.
No, it was more
Bachata?
like boleros, like
don't
Luis
know what that
Miguel, which is like kind of like old school, like Frank Sinatra.
Oh, yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like they would just play that really loud on the weekends, so we wake up, just to wake us up. So it's so I just any of that kind of music kind of reminds me always of
I feel like Anita Baker. And what's that song? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Saturday.
Yeah, that song reminded me of my parents, man. With records
That's
dancing
Nick
in the
and
living room.
Ashford Simpson. No,
so
that's
funny, man.
Alexander O'Neal.
Alexander O'Neal and Sherelle. Hilarious.
yeah.
Next question. What's one thing you learned about yourself from your last relationship? Not the person, but yourself.
I learned that I'm a good guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm a good catch. No.
Out here dating whores.
No, you know what I mean? Because sometimes
Dating trollops.
most of the times
For the record.
you would think I would think it was my fault.
Yeah.
You know, and like, oh, what could I have done better? But then I realized, no, I mean, I was good. You
Yeah.
know, like it just didn't work out because we were different personalities and it just different things that we wanted. But it was like nobody's fault. So that's, I mean, in a way, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you're a good guy.
Yeah, like I'm not like I didn't do anything bad. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't my fault. Because most of the times,
Some people deflect.
yeah, and you think it's your fault. You
Yeah,
know? And
they'll
like,
go through stuff
And
and
from
kinda-
my first relationships, I realized, that was my fault in a way. But like,
Good. And what about you, Dale? What did you learn from your last relationship?
I was just asking myself that question as y'all were talking, as I'm listening in. And I think I'm learning that I attract some pretty good people, you know? And although it doesn't work out, I think that's, life goes on. And I learned
are
that
you
I
breaking
can
up
just,
with me right now? What's going on?
She's dumping
I feel
everybody in
she's
this
breaking
room.
up with me.
Where did this go?
I'm
my
like,
last
what's going
podcast. I had a great time doing the
on?
podcast with you, and
I
I'm
felt
never
like-
coming back.
and then she was like, and it's your fault. What?
your fault.
It's over. And
You didn't
it's
save
your
me.
fault. I just have been learning to be more, hunky dory, letting stuff go.
First of all, can you explain hunky dory to
Yeah,
the
what's
urban
Sorry,
listeners?
guys.
The urban listeners.
As an honorary
hunky-
white woman, let me
What's
explain.
hunky-dory?
Hunky and
Hunky
dory.
dory is when you're like Irie, like everything is Irie. When you're like when you're feeling positive
Yeah.
through it all, because
But like in a genuine sense, or just to like,
no, in a genuine sense, like, things don't work out with some people, they may, you may not see eye to eye. There's no need to like hold it for so long.
Yeah.
We're all,
Yeah,
we're
I
growing
agree with
older
that.
and I
Yeah.
just want to just
Some people,
let it go and just, yes, you pissed me off, but you know what? You're a great person and it didn't work out with us, but you're still great. And I still wish you very well, and that's big for me to have learned that Two, because I usually would wish people would die, just the
That's a
moment
good
we
start.
break up.
Sounds fair. Last question. What advice would you give someone who says they want to start doing stand-up comedy? Like, what would you tell them?
To me, it's just I always say talk about yourself and be yourself. Find what makes you funny, but also be realistic about yourself and be if you are genuinely funny. Because to me, I think that's some things like it's like everybody has talents, different talents. You know what I mean? And some people just I think. You gotta. I think we're all three, for example, comics. We're born with that little thing that makes people laugh, even when we're not trying to make them laugh.
Right.
Because that's naturally born. But if some people just want to be a comedian just to be a comedian, but they're not. Yeah, you're gonna do the steps, but to me, that's like acting without the innate act or the dancing or even being
I always
athletic.
say you can't choose comedy. Comedy got to choose you.
Yeah.
You can't fake it.
Or it's kind of being like an athlete. Like to me, it's like there's guys that are athletic and they're just born like that, and
That's what they're born.
LeBron like that. Like he could have done anything and could have
Yeah.
been the best. It's like, and then other
Your
ones.
school teacher's so tall.
Yeah, and I can't be.
Yeah, and I think when people are disconnected from their funny, they're disconnected from their honesty because we're all funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we're all honest, we're the funniest.
Yeah.
If you have a conversation with your friend and you're pissed off, you're your funniest because you have no holds barred in that conversation. And I think that we can all like share in that funny. Like now, some people are gonna probably have I guess some people are gonna have the gift.
Yeah.
But I think if you wanted to do it, then if you were just an honest person about how you felt, then you would have a
Yeah,
very
I'm not saying everybody can do
career.
it, and you can just go to and try it, and then the crowd will let you know. I mean, anybody will
Comedy,
let you
you
know.
can get hired and fired on the same day.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, oh yeah.
You'll black woman
know.
start scratching her neck while you talking like,
And then in the
how
black
long he
room,
gonna be up here?
in the black rooms, when you get fired, you actually start off fired the next time you perform. And you need to
Show up on
buy
your day
for
off?
hiring.
Show up on your day off. Like, why you here?
You need to buy for your hiring again, for
Yeah.
your rehiring.
And so what's your advice to any young comic you see wanting to come up?
I think
Or try it,
just
take
you
a
know
stab
what,
at
just do it and keep that honesty going with yourself because honesty will keep you knowing. Oh, I bombed. Yep, I bombed. I try to give myself an A or a F. I don't be like, I didn't bomb. No, you bombed.
lying.
But
You know
also,
what I'm saying?
I thought you were trash
And I
tonight.
think it's also being about people that want to start comedy. Also, be realistic. Yeah, like with what's happening. Like if you're doing some bits and it's not working, change it. Like don't stuck to the thing that is not working.
Check.
Or change your delivery
Yes.
or change something.
Check how you feel on it. That's what I
Yeah.
always have to do. If something is not working, it is because I need to check how I feel about it. I am not delivering how I specifically feel because that will be the core of it, which is the funny.
Yeah.
So I always have to just think about it sometimes. You think about it long and leave other people's jokes alone.
Absolutely.
Not that we even need to say most people want to be honest, but as a beginner comedian, sometimes you admire people so much that you can
forget.
mimic their personality,
Absolutely.
thus mimicking colloquialisms they may say. So but I think that comes with youth in comedy and finding your own voice.
Absolutely. And that being said, if you're listening in, you listen to the Comedy Pop-Up. In our studio today, we have Mr. Francisco Ramos and Dale Harrison talking about comedy. Before we get out of here, if you can, bless you, sister.
Excuse me.
If you can, tell us how can they reach you and what you got coming up.
Okay. They can. I'm actually have an album coming out on Friday.
Awesome, man.
So it's my
Congratulations.
first album.
Where can we find it at?
It's gonna be on iTunes and Amazon and
What's the name of it?
Spotify. Váyalo,
Okay.
which means it's like a Venezuelan slang, and it means like right on, let's do it. It's positive, So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
so that's coming out, and then you can find me at my website is franciscoeramos.com, and then Twitter Francisco Ramos, and then Instagram and Snapchat Ramos Comedy.
Please follow Mr. CVS Body on all those handles.
CV.
With the Gillette
the V,
shoulders,
the V, not the B.
Rite Aid abs. And what about you, Dale? How can we find you and what you got coming up?
Yep, you can find me on my website. I am DEL Harrison. That is also my handles everywhere. I am DEL Harrison. Got the Truth TV thing coming out in January.
Absolutely.
Which is going to be great. Also, too, you can find me. I have my own show at the Hollywood Improv called Stand Up Storytelling and Singing. And we probably going to have the next one in maybe January or February because we're taking a break.
Can we do it?
Yes, I would love for y'all to do it.
I can't sing, but I'll take a stab
No,
at
but
it.
see, what's so great is, God, people come in and they can either do 1, 2, or all 3 of them. So sometimes
what?
people sing, tell a story, or do some stand up.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And so we try to book a storyteller. Or, some of the comedians will tell a story. We had Jackie Fabulous told us a most awesome story about her traveling to Japan. Maya DiGiorgio came in and sang. Her mother's a singer. She came in and sang this
I know she
awesome jazz song. She has the most awesome voice ever.
Really?
Like Maya, oh my God, she has the most beautiful voice. Hadia Robinson popped in to do some stand-up. It was so many great people have been on the show just doing. And then we do this cipher at the end. So the band gets to playing and everybody joins us at the end in the cipher.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I would love to be a part of it, man. Maybe me and Francisco can get on the show.
We'd love to have you guys
I got a couple
on
of
the
stories.
show.
I got a couple
Oh
of
my
stories.
God.
Too. I mean, do you have stories? You do?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I almost died 2 weeks ago. And, this dude got the best stories ever.
Oh my God.
That being said, you listen to the Comedy Pop-Up. I'm your host, comedian Ron G. Please follow me at comedian RONG, comedian RONG on everything. And I host at the Laugh Factory every Sunday at Chocolate Sundays. And we have some really great shows, the Comedy Pop-Up. Follow us at Comedy Pop-Up on everything. You're listening to the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. And that's our show for today, man. So that being said, we don't small talk and don't block your blessing. Yeah.
Thank you again for
That's oh my God, that was so much fun.
Thank you for listening to that episode of the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast. Once again, if you'd like to catch any of our live stand-up shows, December 9th will be at PBW in downtown Pomona. December 16th will be in Santa Monica, and December 23rd will be at the Rec Room in Huntington Beach. For more information on any of those shows, please visit our website, comedypopupla.com. And once again, please follow us on social media at Comedy Pop-Up.